You're a guest editor at the Sports Gazette, and you were part of our planning meeting. If you could cover one story you heard today, which one would it be?
It would take probably more time than any of the others, but I think the 1938 story about the England football team that played in Germany, and there was all that incredible controversy about the England players having to do the Nazi salute, and obviously it was only a year before the Second World War broke out, and I think that is a fascinating story that as a journalist you can get your teeth into. And I know that Dara, the course leader, was talking about some of the England players who played in that game and their retrospective views upon the Nazi salute, and some of them distancing themselves from it. And he mentioned Stanley Matthews, and my late father actually played 2 games with Stanley Matthews for Stoke City Reserve, so that would have been quite poignant. The favourite part of my career was undoubtedly magazine editing, even though people may find that a strange thing to say when they look at what I did in broadcasting in Singapore, hosting all those World Cup games, etc. But working on magazines and creating something from a conceptualising stage, and that initial editorial meeting where you're bouncing ideas around with the team, and the passion that it kind of invokes, that creative process, taking that all the way to the end of the monthly cycle, and actually when the lorry turns up on print day and you open those boxes and you actually see and feel the fruits of your labour, because it is a very physical thing. That gave me most pleasure without a shadow of a doubt, even though I was working 90 hours a week, which sounds barbaric, for very little pay. It was without doubt the best time of my career. You know, it was a fantastic time, and it fundamentally led to my broadcasting career later on. So all that hard work paid off. Best sporting event that I've covered. I mean, from a TV studio, 100% the World Cup 2014. I did every game. Apparently, I was the only broadcaster on the planet who did every game. So very, very proud of that.
Do you have 100 words a minute in shorthand?
Yes.
Do you use it?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. But shorthand was an absolutely fundamental part of the first 10 years of my career. It's an extraordinarily different time, the pre-digital age. I mean, part of my degree was in marketing. I mean, how on earth does marketing in 1998 compare to marketing in 2018? And I mention marketing because you've got to now be your own brand. You've got to market yourself. You've got to be on social media and become a personality. But what I always say to the guys that I've worked with at St Mary's on the international course is that you've got to be adaptable. You've got to be able to put your hand up, to be able to jump into any situation. And with that, I mean, you might not get your dream job initially. So you've got to be adaptable, you've got to be incredibly versatile, and you've always got to say yes. You've got to put your hand up and say yes, I'll do it. And then, like I say, you work out how you do it after. Find your own personal writing style as you go along, once you've got the fundamentals in place. And yes, that's still absolutely true for you guys, but I think you've got to be accelerated now. You know, you've got to find your voice a lot quicker. You're expected to have a voice with the social media.
You mentioned the World Cup yourself. What's the predictions for this year's World Cup?
Oh, I say it every year, England will walk it, no problem. No, I think what you always have to say is you look at all the contenders, you look at the top teams throughout the world, you look at their strengths and weaknesses and how they've done in qualifying, you evaluate everything, and then you say Germany will win it.